Four testing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. You got Ethan, Tim, and Wayne. Ephraim is supposed to be on his way. It's a disheartening loss tonight. It's a game you feel like you should win. I swore we could have got these notifications muted all during the but it's always one. But but no, this was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a bucket. It didn't help that Embiid got in foul trouble and was limited to 28 minutes. That being said, the Sixers kind of got ran out the building by a younger team. Now, that being said, I'm not overreacting to that. We did just beat this team on their home court, a few games back. And this team has been playing well. They just lost a heartbreaker to Miami. They beat Boston. Like, they 5 out of 10 in the last few games. They was 5-5 coming into the night in the last 10, but like 3 of them was like last second losses or like 1 or 2 point losses. So, I mean, they're on the rise, on the come up. They got a nice young squad, but the Sixers, as Tim mentioned in our pre-game and scenarios mentioned, this was opportunity for the Sixers to gain ground. This is a team they should have beat, but I'm not tripping on it though, because to me, this is what they play for. Teams like this is they're not going anywhere this year, but this is where they get their bones. And sometimes those veteran teams, and I'm not saying just us, Boston might have fell for it too, and not taking nothing against them guys, but it might have been one of them things like you come in and you think you're just going to come in and play and win, and these young bulls put something on you, then you got to try to battle to come back. But the young bulls fought back again. So all props go to OKC. They balled out tonight. They beat the Sixers up.
Somebody said it. Harden wasn't playing defense. He wasn't. He was getting cooked.
Nobody was.
He was getting barbecue chicken.
Nobody was.
Cooked. Everybody walked past James Harden tonight. It was terrible. But I'm gonna say this: I don't like the starting lineup with Maxey and Harden. I really don't. As far as defensively, I don't like that starting lineup. Melton added another dimension with his defense. He's a really good defender. That starting lineup was getting cooked. Then you got the 3 guard rotation in there with Harden, Maxey, and Melton. I'm really not feeling that either because we were struggling on rebounds a little bit. That puts a little more pressure on B to go rebound. It's some things I think we got to tweak a little bit as far as with Maxey coming back. Some things we got to work out. But I didn't like the 3. I don't like the 3 guard rotation. First of all, neither one of them dudes are really that tall. Maxey, Harden, or Melton, where you could really do that. Yeah, you had Bede in there. Yeah, you had Toby in there. Toby's not a great rebounder, in my opinion. But there's some things Doc got to work out. I know Melton was in there for defense because he was the only one that could try. And I'm going to use the word try lightly to stay in front of
he got cooked too.
But he was cooking. He was cooking. But he only played. I mean, what did he play? 20-something minutes.
Yeah, 23 minutes.
Yeah, 23 minutes. Max.
I mean, the big difference in this game was the fact that Embiid only played 28 minutes. Honestly, when Embiid came out, it got out of control.
No, 37. They was getting out of control when Embiid's in the game.
Yeah. Wait, you said who had 37 minutes?
No, he had 37. SGA had 37 points. I said that was.
Oh, I thought you said how many minutes did Melton play? My bad.
Oh yeah, I did say that he had 20-something.
Yeah, that's why I said 23.
I don't like the 3 guard lineup, and PJ Tucker again gives you nothing.
Yeah, so PJ Tucker gave us 0 points today, and he played like 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. But I mean, they started out hot and they stayed hot. The first quarter, we even. I think we both scored 35 points. The second quarter, they stayed hot and they just kept getting. SGA is a very good player. And I kept telling you in the beginning, I said that we do not need Maxey back in the starting lineup. We just need a defensive unit. And you saw today that we really do need that defensive unit. We struggled. And B was in foul trouble, and I get that. I'm not blaming him for getting in foul trouble. But what I am blaming is Doc Rivers' rotation down low. When you notice they're young and they're athletes, they would triple Embiid and still was able to recover and get back on their man. That was the biggest issue because they were surrounding Embiid. He couldn't do what he wanted to do initially. Just like with Tobias, he couldn't get off his shot like they catch and shoot. Wasn't there.
No, they got shot attempts they missed.
But
They was breaking.
Here's what Tobias did. Tobias couldn't get the catch or shoot. What he did was he had to create his own shot for himself, and that's how he was able to score because
we beat around the bush. The problem with this team is we struggle against athletic teams.
Exactly.
We struggle against athletic teams.
Which is why
SGA is an athletic team, and we
didn't beat the Pelicans.
Harden had a terrible game.
We didn't beat the Pelicans. We didn't just beat them a couple. This is the same team we just beat a couple nights ago.
The Pelicans destroyed us one night, and then they came back. And
but don't say we can't win against these teams.
We struggled. Zion got hurt.
He did,
and the Sixers was up when he got hurt.
Was able to do whatever he wanted to do.
No, he wasn't. That's why he got hurt because he was trying to do whatever he wanted to do, and he couldn't do it.
Zion got
Harden
hurt.
Struggles terribly against athletic teams. He had a terrible night tonight.
Defensively, he did.
He had 7 turnovers too.
He had a bad, and he also had 15 assists
and 7 turnovers. That's terrible.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
That's
7 turnovers. Are you kidding?
7 but that's not a terrible ratio.
That's
7 turnovers is horrible. But if you had 15 assists, so 2-1, so it's a 2-1 assist turnover ratio. Horrible. It's horrible.
7 turnovers is terrible.
2-1 is not horrible. It's not good. It's bad, but it's not horrible.
Every 2 assists you got turnover is bad.
That's not good.
I mean, hey, I didn't say it was good, but it's not horrible. I said it was bad. It's not horrible. Is if you come in here and you get 7 turnovers and 5 assists. That's horrible. But listen, all I'm saying is listen. We don't. No, I said it is bad. I said it's not horrible. Like talking horrible is like when somebody has 5 assists, 5 turnovers. That's horrible. Assist to turnover equal. That's horrible. 2-1 assist to turnover. It's a lot of people get 2-1 assist to turnover.
2-1's bad,
huh?
2-1's bad.
2-1 is not.
It is bad.
All right. Okay.
Most point guards in the league don't turn the rock over at the rate that Harden does.
A lot of them don't get assist to rate he does either. I mean, I get it. He didn't have a great night. He didn't. But like I said, to me, the Sixers lost because Embiid only played 28 minutes. When Embiid came out the game, they went and they made a run. Then the Sixers came back and they made a run with their starters. They came and made that run in the third. And then when everybody went out except for Embiid, Milton, Toby, Niang shot like an air ball. Nobody could hit. They was triple teaming Embiid and leaving the rest of them open, and they couldn't hit. And that's how we got down again. And then when our starters got back in there, we made a run. But it's just, honestly, our guys that was coming in, they wasn't doing it. When there's no way Embiid should be getting triple team, and these guys can't hit open shots. And Tobias Harris, once again, gets all these stats in the first 2 quarters, and then you miss. Then he disappears.
So Tobias?
Yep.
Toby?
Yeah. I mean,
yep.
I remember when he said no team's perfect. Every team got holes that you can't fill every hole on your team being possible.
Wait, real quick. Paul Reed balled out tonight, and he should have got more minutes.
He did okay. He was very active when he was in there. He was active. He missed.
He was all over the rebounds, which we needed when he wasn't in there.
That's true. He does go.
Hey, X-Men, I can like a player and still rip them when they do something wrong. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Everybody
said got more minutes.
3-1 is a good assistant. It's elite level.
3-1 is elite.
3-1.
So then 2-1 is horrible, but 3-1 is elite. The difference of one assist.
That's huge. That's huge.
Yes. Especially for a point guard, 7 turnovers.
Okay.
That's terrible. But 3-1 is really good. And that's where he's supposed to be. But yeah, Paul Reed, I told y'all, if I was Doc, I would have played Paul Reed with Embiid. I would have just gave that a try because the Bulls was swarming. I mean, they had the black boy that's Japanese, and I couldn't tell what she was. He was getting Embiid up big time. He was giving the business to him. And Maxey, I'm sorry. The thing was bothering me more about Maxey, not just his bad defense, but his shooting touch is not there like it was. I mean, he's streaky right now.
It's not. He took some bad shots too, I thought. A couple of rush force Jones. I guess he's still trying to get in the flow of basketball. So you need Maxey, I guess. So you can't. What you want to tell him? Don't shoot the ball no more. You gotta get a shot back. That's all.
Yeah.
He missed a lot of basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Maxey in it, you hate. I'm telling you, I liked Melton in the lineup better.
I
We
do.
played basketball. Call me crazy. I know we got all these Maxey supporters like Ephraim going to jump here and scream about how we like Maxey, how bad Melton was playing, but Melton knew his role. Melton played a good role with that lineup, with that starting lineup, and he was a good defender. Now Sixers, you ain't got switch now. You either go at Maxey, you go at Harden. It don't matter whoever in front of you. At least with Melton, you had to get some switches. He played better defense. He's athletic. He even got some nice blocks. So I mean, I liked him. He was shooting a nice three when he was starting too. It's sometimes it's something different about starting and come off the bench, how these players play and how you get into the game. He was playing well to me as a starter.
You know what's scared of the boy SGA? He actually got a rhythm. Like he knows his game now. He knows what he can do very well. He knows how to get a bucket.
He's been good like that for a couple years now, Tim.
He's a professional scorer, but he hasn't been healthy for the last.
Remember we talked about I was talking about trading him for Ben. He was one of the ones I was throwing.
I was too. I was too.
Remember it.
Yeah.
Man, that would have been a good look. But
So I mean, listen, it's a disheartening loss because you look at their record and you say, "Oh, this is a team we should have handled." But if you go back and look at their last 10 games, like they've been playing very well. They beat Portland.
We had so many games off. I mean,
I get that. And they also came in inspired. They just lost that. They just got hosed against Miami. In Miami, I think on Tuesday or something. I think they gave Jimmy an and one at the buzzer, and they ended up losing by 1 point. So they came in tonight. They look like they came in with a fire lit underneath of them, and the Sixers ain't matched that energy. Or at least not when Embiid wasn't in the game. It's like because Embiid was such. He's such an X factor over they're small. So when you face teams like that, there's nothing they really can do against Embiid.
Yeah,
so once Embiid gets in foul trouble, you know. What's up, Ephraim? Sir Ephraim? You muted. No.
Keep him on mute.
Yeah, it's bull go.
We ain't one loss.
Come in a half hour late. Now you know he could appreciate that. Appreciate that, Kev Scott. Hey, listen, our perimeter defense.
It do stink, Kev.
It does.
They actually play
with Harden and Maxey out there.
Yeah, when you have Harden and Maxey together, it is. But when Mel's been back there and they start playing that zone, their zone defense is not as bad as. I mean, it's not as bad.
But, I agree with. What's up, MOTC? Somebody said earlier, I think it might have been X-Man. OKC. That's what I was telling somebody on our other chat. They beat the brakes off Boston. They actually got a nice young squad, man, who they get to running, they get to moving, they athletic. In 2 years, they may be the team to beat. And you got to tip your hat to.
That's what I was just saying.
SGA, like Wayne said in our chat, he a bucket. He get at a basket, and he don't take no threes. He shoot on an average like 2.5, close to 3 threes a game. And average 30 points in today's NBA, that is incredible. It's only one other player that's doing that in the league, and that's the bull from what's his name? Used to play for Toronto. No,
he's Chicago, right?
Yeah, Chicago. DeMar DeRozan. He's the only one who really used it. But Shea don't even really use the mid range. He kind of go to the basket a lot. Like he could shoot the mid range a little bit. Yeah, I'm saying he could shoot it a little bit, but he attacks the basket. That's why he's I think the third highest free throw shooter in the league. As a guard, that's incredible because he attacks the basket consistently. He's shooting, I think, 9, almost 10 free throws a game, and he's shooting them at 91%. This is what I'm talking about. Efficiency is a huge thing for us. I think he went like 10 for 10 from the line against us. So I mean, that's why efficiency can win you or lose games. That's why y'all be hating on me when I be talking about how dominant players are because of their efficiency. And then some players, in my opinion, like a Giannis, because he's so inefficient in some areas, can cost your team wins or losses. But this is a nice young team that's going to be up and coming, man. And
listen, we giving Shy a whole lot of props, which he should. But Josh Giddey is a baller too. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. These are young guys at this organ. And to me, OKC is one of the organizations. Huh?
That's the one that had the triple-double?
Did he have a triple-double tonight?
Well, no, Pat Cats had a triple-double.
No, he didn't. He had 28 assists, and he had 28 assists and 4 rebounds on 50% shooting. But he's solid though. Like Josh Giddey is solid. You know what I'm saying? OKC is one of them organizations that know how to draft talent. So I mean, just think about it. They built that OKC team with KD and all them off of like they just made draft moves. Like when they traded for they drafted Westbrook and Harden. They made a trade and got Durant over there. Like that organization knows how to build a team. Kind of similar to, and I'll say it that way everybody can't get on Ephraim, but this is where I give teams like San Antonio and Golden State credit when they know how to scout talent and bring talent in and I'm saying get ballers. Look at the boy Adams. They went and got Adams and brought him in there and made him a household name and semi-household name. But now these dudes got 7 number 1 draft picks over like the next 3 years. That's crazy. You know, the kind of as soon as and they're getting to that point where as sooner or later they might make that move to bring in a blockbuster player to put them over the top.
Do losses like this make y'all lose hope in the Sixers' chances?
Not me, no.
No, it's just one loss in a long season. 82 games. You get losses here or there like this. I think sometimes you go in underestimating teams like OKC a little bit. They kick you back in, and then next time you'll be ready for them.
But we beat them. We don't play them again. We just beat them. We just beat them a little bit.
Our defense is responsible. The way we play defense is on Doc Rivers and his squad. He got to know they don't do. I know they don't scout for regular season games, but if you know you got a bunch of athletes coming in, you got to adjust your lineup. PJ Tucker can't be in your starting lineup for 8-9 minutes in the first half. You got to yank him out right away if you know they can't compete with these young boys. That's on Doc.
I mean, I mean, Brooks A.G., shout out to you. Thank you, bro. He said Doc Rivers' rotational choices are so frustrating. Montrez only played 7 minutes, and he's been playing well lately. But the reason why that is because he's determined to only play Trez at the backup center position. So if he ain't going to give Trez no power 4 minutes, but you're going to give Trez extra minutes over B. So anytime beat out the game, then enter Trez and PJ get his power 4 minutes, Trez get his backup center minutes. So until he decides that, I think Trez might be able to play some power forward along with Joel Embiid, then Trez minutes going to go down as soon as B come back into the lineup, which I don't like. I agree with you though. I don't like that. I think Trez, I talked about this before, I think Trez should be backup power forward or starting power forward, or at least back.
Can Trez jump out? Can he jump out? Because with that power forward position, you got to be able to jump out and guard that baseline.
Is PJ doing that?
Is he capable of doing it?
But guess what? He can do it enough. He can do it enough that he's taller and he actually can jump. So I think he can cover the same ground PJ does on jumping to that outside shot.
I mean, PJ's not.
And Trez can also rotate, and if he ends up down low, he can get a block or two. Whereas though if PJ's down there, he's not stopping anything.
I mean, I can't say yes or no, but that just may be his thinking that he may not be very good guarding outside.
Watching this matchup, just especially the guard matchups with the teams in the East, like the Clevelands, in the Bostons. I don't know how we're going to match up with them teams come playoff time. I don't know. It's going to be tough. I don't know if we can get past them teams.
The Nets, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah, the Nets.
Boston just beat the Nets tonight, too, by the way.
KD-less Nets.
Oh, KD ain't play tonight?
No, he out for a couple weeks.
He out for like 5, 6 weeks.
That's why he hurt the knee. Yeah, that's why he hurt his knee. Oh yeah, Tim was like, yeah, Ben had 10 rebounds and 5 assists at halftime. Yeah, they still got spanked.
Yeah, he was blown. It
was a close game. It was very.
What did he finish with? Did he finish with 5 points and 10 assists?
No, I don't think he scored.
They lost by 11 points. They lost by 11. It wasn't that.
What Ben finished with? My phone charge. I gotta get it. What Ben finished with?
Hey, Jamar.
Doesn't matter when he finished.
Jamar, don't troll. Jamar's trolling.
It's only one game with Curry back. He was off a little bit. He came alive a little too late, but they're gonna be all right. They're gonna be in the championship. I'm telling y'all right now.
I mean, I know we looking at it the fact that
it's a bet at 0 points. Hold on.
I know we looking at all this stuff that we talking about.
That wasn't his name. That was his name.
He had 0 points, 9 rebounds, and 13 assists.
That was Giannis
and Tim loved it in a loss.
He was 0 for 3 from the field.
He almost had a double.
Oh my God! So if he had 10 points, they might have won.
Yeah.
Oh
that's all you need. That's all you need to get you.
Oh,
Kyrie.
I know we focusing on stuff about this loss and the fact that we lost to a younger athletic team, but like I said, we just beat this team a little bit. The same way with the Pelicans beat us, then we beat them. To me, the biggest problem tonight was OKC got offensive firepower. The biggest problem to me tonight was our offense. Tonight we didn't. We shot 30% from 3. They shot 43%. That's the biggest difference right there. And we had open looks. They was triple teaming Embiid.
What was it, 30 or 30 something?
We shot 30.6% from 3.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's what we shot from 3. And think about how close we was in this game. It got out of hand when we went through that stretch when they was triple team, when Bede was in there with the bench and they triple team Bede and nobody could hit the side of a barn.
Yeah, I need Maxey to shoot.
Bernard thinking
15 assists. That was pretty impressive.
Embiid, listen, Embiid is who Embiid is. You got to feed the big fella, man. I mean, what you want him to do? Take less shots, give his shots to Maxey? That ain't gonna happen.
He tried tonight. He tried to get him the ball tonight. Nobody was hitting.
I agree, MOTC. Giannis, I talked about this before. Giannis had 7 points. I was just talking about that with Ethan and everybody who tries to defend Giannis tooth and nail. Giannis is a very good player.
He had double-double.
Borderline great, but he can be cuffed because he does not have a mid-range shot
he ain't getting cuffed
at all.
He can get cuffed.
I ain't seen him get cuffed in the playoffs yet.
Yes, he did. He got cuffed a couple times in the playoffs.
Yeah, 50 in that one. He had 50 in that finals win.
I'll go pull the stats up for you. Yeah, he did. He had a good game
in that finals win.
That's a good game. But he only went to the finals one time. Remember all them years that used to talk about how they got ousted in the playoffs in the second round? Remember all them years? He got cuffed several of those games. He got cuffed in the playoffs. Several.
It's going this playoffs.
Remember they had 60 wins. They had 60 wins like 2 or 3 years in a row and got bounced in the second round.
He had to win a chip, so it all worked out. He won
3 years straight. But I'm saying he got a favorable year. He got a couple injuries that would allow him to get favorable year.
Don't matter. You got a chip. End of the day, when you look at that ring, it's not going to say favorable year. It's not going to say bubble ring. It's going to say ring.
No, it is. But I'm still stating the obvious that he does not have a jump shot. And if you put enough of the right defense on him and force him to shoot jump shots, if it have his game suffer. His game will suffer.
I don't know how it was favorable when they was down 0-2 to the Suns and came back and won 4 in a row.
I'm talking about favorable because Harden and Kyrie got hurt that year. That's what I was talking about favorable. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, listen. I could go to games where he got cuffed. He's a very good player, but I could go to games where
didn't Steph have 6 points in the finals game?
Playoff series, huh?
Didn't Steph have 6 points in the finals game?
They won that game though.
But he had 6 points. Wait, you talking about somebody get cuffed in the game?
He had 6 points.
What he had 7?
No, it was like 14 or something like that. 15.
But that's different.
He never had no 6 points. They never had 6 points. Some games are just off. My thing about Giannis is he can't shoot a jump shot. So if you put up a perimeter defense that forces him to shoot a jump shot, he's going to struggle. Some players are just off. If you're just off, that's one thing. Giannis don't have a track record.
All right, let me ask you this.
He don't.
Let me ask you this. Milwaukee won building around Giannis. Can the Sixers win with B?
Yeah, we can win with B.
Yeah, I think so.
They need the right pieces, like another star.
They had one. They got Harden. How many stars you won?
Harden star is Harden is not the same Harden. There were opportunities in that game where if Harden was the same Harden, he could have made SGA.
You cracked me up with that. You realize Harden had 4 of our. Remember last year? Remember in the playoffs, because Harden was bricking and couldn't hit nothing. Harden is actually scoring this year. So, like he hit 4 to threes that we had. He hit 4 to threes.
I don't got faith in Harden, man. I'm sorry.
I agree with you, X-Man. I agree.
Turnovers is a lot, guys.
They actually
and games like that happen from time to time. Like
it happens a lot. High turnovers. Him and Embiid, they just high turnover people.
And the way Harden plays,
who you think gonna win a champ? Who you think is gonna win?
This is my thing. The way Harden plays is not conducive to winning the playoffs. It's not. The refs ain't doing all that.
Ain't doing all what?
Jamar, I'm not saying
They ain't parading him to the foul line. You gotta make shots.
He was making shots.
he was.
He plays for the whistle too much to me. That's what I'm saying.
But
Hard.
He was making shots. A lot of players play to the whistle and still go for shots.
No, not like Harden. The SGA play to the whistle. SGA, I didn't see SGA play for the whistle tonight at all. He was just going to score the bucket. He was getting calls.
So was Harden out there begging for calls tonight?
You know how Harden play.
What? SGA. How many times did SGA?
I'm okay. Tell you,
wait. You know why? Don't sit here and get SGA props for going to the line as many times as he did and shooting 90% free throw. But then you want to rip Harden because Harden do the same.
No, Harden plays for the foul though. He couldn't do. Harden has a hard time doing it against athletic teams. We've seen it against Toronto in the playoffs, and we've seen it tonight when he got athletic long defenders on him. He struggles with that.
He struggled. He struggled tonight offensively.
With 7 turnovers, he struggled.
We talking about scoring. So he struggles to score tonight. You said he was looking for the foul. He's looking for the foul. So
Harden looks for. I said the way Harden plays is not conducive to winning the playoffs.
Yeah, but then you were saying because he's looking for the fouls and all that. But he was scoring though, right?
Harden don't look for the foul. Harden don't look for the foul, Wayne.
A lot of NBA players. You don't think Gilgeous-Alexander when he's going to the basket hard like that, not looking for a foul? Of course they looking for a foul.
Your playoff average is 27, but you was averaging 37 in the league. That's not good. If your playoff average goes down, if your average goes down in playoff, that's not good.
Tell him again, X-Man. 25 and 15 assists, but Harden was struggling tonight offensively.
He struggled with the turnovers.
Yeah, and a lot of those turnovers was that team athletically jumping in the passing lane, which they did well. And they still were turnovers. They still were turnovers, but don't sit here and tell me he fishing for the foul, this, that, and other. He was getting fouled and hitting shots.
No,
the problem last year was he was not hitting his shots. When he had shots, he wasn't hitting shots at all.
I have to agree with Ethan. No, Harden do fish for the foul. I'm not saying he's still not.
A lot of players do.
I'm still not saying. I'm not saying we don't need him. I'm not saying he isn't valuable. But Harden fish for the foul. I've been saying this for years about Harden. Harden is a foul expert. He's probably the most savvy foul drawing dude you ever seen in the history of the game. Even more savvy than Jordan. I ain't never see a dude.
Ain't nobody more savvy. Ain't nobody getting more foul calls than Jordan. Stop.
No. I didn't say that. I said he's more savvy. Jordan got calls off the fault because he was Jordan.
Jordan looked for foul calls too. That's why he would cuss a ref out if he didn't call it.
Jordan just got his calls. Harden is very savvy at getting calls. And it's not. You can't knock him if he's good at doing it though. Like it's a part of his repertoire that he's built up. Like he's practiced for this. I'm almost confident Harden practices for knowing how. Because remember, Harden was the first dude. The reason why he started doing a rip through, he was one of the first dudes who perfected the rip through when both people put their arm out and he'll rip it through and get the foul call. It was because of Harden they had to make it a non-shootable call. But I mean, all that being said, he's still a valuable asset to this team.
2018-19, right? Harden averaged 36 a game and was going to the line 11 times a game. Right? Playoffs.
Yeah, Jamar, I'm saying I'm not knocking it.
Playoffs.
I'm not.
He goes from going to the line 11 times to 8 times, and average drops to 30.
Guess who almost doubles him in free throws attempted? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He averages 10. He averages 10 free throws a game. Harden averaging like 6.
He's the new Harden because he knows how to get to the line now. It's
not about how many.
He took 16 shots, so clearly he has the respect of the referees right now. He's the new Harden.
No, it's not. See, y'all talking. That's two totally different things. That's not about drawing calls. He gets fouled legitimately just playing his game because he's that explosive. It's hard to stop him. You got to foul. He's like Joel Embiid a lot of times. Joel Embiid do kind of fish for the foul. He plays for the foul a little bit, but for the most part, you got to just foul Joel Embiid because he's just too big. You can't stop him. SGA, I hate saying his whole name is too long. SGA is actually going to the rack hard and fast and very athletic. The only way you can stop him is to foul him. His foul is legitimate. I really didn't see him try to do no moves to purposely draw a foul. He's just playing his game, and the foul you got, and to stop him, sometimes you got to foul him, and he goes to the line a lot. Now, whatchamacall, Luka, it goes for the foul. He cries all the time. He the one of them dudes. He loves drawing fouls. He a big boy, so he do get hit. I'm not saying he never get fouled, but he does a lot of crying and posturing and throwing his hands up and all that kind of stuff. That's the Harden stuff. Luka and Harden are very similar to me. That's why people.
So you see Harden doing a lot of that this year, crying for the ball,
Not
for the call.
Honestly, I was thinking this early in the game. I think Harden actually gets a lot of calls because he don't cry that much. But he
shoots less free throws this year than he has in the last 4 or 5 years.
But I mean, I'm talking about in general, not just this year. Throughout his career, Harden don't really cry. Like here, look at the ref and do the I should have got that. But he don't overly cry. He's not a baby about the free throws. I mean, about getting fouls. But he does know how to draw them. He does stuff to draw attention, like to flail his arms and fall over. Like he draws attention to himself getting hit in any kind of fashion, which makes you want to blow the whistle for him, but he don't cry. And he probably, he's a cool dude. He don't really get too frazzled, high or low. He don't be yelling and cursing at officials. It don't look like. So he probably more apt to give him a call. And that's why
this Harden is less the least amount of free throws he shoots a game. He shoots 6.7. The lowest he did before that was in 2011, 2012. He shot 6 a game. After that, everything was like 10, 9, 7, 8. This is his lowest amount of free throws, but you telling me he fishes for the foul. But you telling me about him fishing for the foul.
That's my whole point about Harden. That somebody missed. He said that we went from 36 to 35 in the playoffs. Players, great players, numbers go up in the playoffs. Jordan numbers every year was better in the playoffs than the regular season. That's the point. The elite rise to the top of the of what happens. Was it cream rises to the top? That's what happens. If you're the best player on the team during the playoffs, you get better. You don't go backwards. So it ain't like Harden went from 36 to 30. Yeah, he should have went from 36 to 40. Jordan went from like 34 to 37.
I know. I agree with that.
You get better in the playoffs, not worse.
Hey, by the way, let's go back to 2019 real quick. When Giannis played against Toronto in the playoffs and they lost. You know what his stats was in the playoffs? 22 points. He shot 48% field goal and 58% from the free throw line and 33% from 3-point. 22 points. And they lost. But that's neither here nor there. But that's what I'm talking about. So for all y'all who he never got cuffed in the playoffs, he always averaged 30 and all that. This is for y'all. This is the numbers that y'all forget about when Bulls get ousted, and y'all want to act like y'all don't remember what y'all saw because they had a good playoff run and they won a championship. A couple favorable things happened, but he won. I'm not going to hate on him. You won. But when you able to play a player with the length of a team like Toronto, with the length of a team like Boston, and you could kind of just push that defense out on him and force him to shoot, he's going to have problems. I'm telling y'all can believe that cap if y'all want to. Just like I told you about Luka. Luka can't. He takes a lot of threes and he can't shoot them. He actually should play more like SGA and not take so many threes. He would actually help his team out a lot more. He shoots terrible from threes, like 30% from three, and he shoots about 9 a game. The only thing that bails him out is the refs love blowing the whistle for Luka, and they parade him to the line. But I don't hate Giannis. Giannis is a good player, but I have an argument with somebody about everybody just anoints Giannis as the best player. There's no way you could be the best player, in my opinion, if your game is incomplete. If you cannot shoot from mid-range, at least, I'm not even talking about a 3. You can't shoot from mid-range, and you're the best player in the league? I'm not.
For the record, in 2015, 2016 regular season, Steph averaged 30 points a game. In the playoffs, he averaged 25.
What season was that?
2015, 2016.
Was that the chip?
Yeah, no, you got to step that up. I'm not. He had a he. And
why did I tell you that?
It was the first couple.
I'm looking at it right now.
The first couple games in that Cleveland series, he did not play well. Now he came on and turned it up in that Cleveland playoff.
No, that's talking about the total playoffs. It's not just that series.
But I know that playoff series in particular, he didn't play that well. He didn't play that well in that playoff series.
Like, that's
you're supposed to turn up in the playoffs. You are supposed to turn up in the playoffs.
I'm not hating. Y'all act like I'm gonna say, oh, that's different. It wasn't. You got to turn up in the playoffs. Now look at the rest of now look at what he did last year. He averaged 25 a game last year. What did he average in the playoffs last year?
No, that was just
he averaged 29. No, wait. That's this season. Hold on. Last season in the regular season, he averaged 25.
Yeah, 25. What did he average in playoffs?
28.
Exactly. Exactly. Tim, come again.
In the year before that, though, he averaged 32 in the regular season and 25 in the postseason.
That was like one playoff game, wasn't it? Wasn't it the do-or-die game?
No, the year before that, they didn't go to the playoffs.
Oh, was it the play-in? Was it only the play-in?
That might have been the play-in.
Yeah.
Do they count it as a playoff? Yeah, all right, then that don't matter if they count.
It does matter.
That just means he took one game. Yeah.
He just choked. Biggest game of the season.
Exactly. This is what they're talking about. This is
no. Ho. In the playoffs that year, he played 15. I don't think they counted the play-in game as playoffs.
So that must have been the year before.
Yep, because 19 I guess it was 19, it was 20 in the 1920 season was the play-in game because they don't have that marked down here for playoffs.
Let me check it. Wayne be trying to cap stats.
Yeah, Wayne.
So in 20, so wait a minute. So then I mean in 2021 he averaged 32. In the playoffs, he didn't play 2021. That was the play-in year when he averaged 32. Then they didn't have a playoff. Because it skipped the line. When you said something about the play-in game, it made me look there. I forgot they didn't count that.
I'll pull them stats for you, Sexy.
Go ahead.
I'll put them. No, he's talking about Giannis stats. I'll pull them Giannis stats for you too.
All right, y'all. That's
Giannis went up in the playoffs. I look. He went
what
up
you
in the
say?
playoffs. Giannis went up in the playoffs.
No, I'm talking about. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's not good enough to do that. I'm saying against some series because you said I don't remember a series Giannis got cuffed. That's what you said. And everybody in the comment section was jumping on it. Yeah. He averaged 30 points a game every series and all this other stuff like this. And I just showed you series 2019 when he was still ascending on his prime. He's winning MVPs, right? He was the MVP that year, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh man, he was just starting. He was just starting.
He was the MVP.
Listen, that's like when Jordan came back and played those 20 games before the playoffs. Nobody count that year, right?
No. That's not.
We don't count the Washington years with Jordan, right? None of that counts.
He won MVP 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row.
Yeah, go ahead. We good.
What we playing?
Go ahead, finish our discussion. Finish our discussion while I look something else up.
With Wayne still looking at hate on my young boy, you can't hate on Curry.
No, I ain't looking at Curry no more. I already told you with Curry.
Sixers need a bounce back game. Did we start that West Coast trip?
This week is this weekend. Is it Sunday? Or Saturday? We head up to Utah.
What about 2017, 2018 Curry? 2017, 2018. He increased both stats in the regular season and the playoffs. Let me see here. Let me make sure.
Good game. Both teams played hard.
No, 2017, 2018, he averaged 26 in the regular season, averaged 25 in the playoffs. They won the championship. That's what KD. So it doesn't matter. 2018, 2019, he averaged 27 in the regular season, and he averaged 28 in the playoffs. I mean, listen, the Curry you got to look at, in my opinion, is this Curry now, especially without KD. And when you saw what he did last year, he's at a whole nother level. When I say Curry's the best offensive player I've ever seen, it's because of what he's doing now.
Well, I was just saying that, but I was just saying that to say it's a lot of times players don't necessarily score more in the playoffs. There's quite a few times where guys might score the exact same or they even score less, depending on how the team is constructed.
I want you to score the same or more.
But that's what I said.
There's no reason your average should go down.
Well, sometimes it is. So suppose you're the second best player on the team, like in this case.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the best player on the team.
Thank you, MOTC.
Okay, but Harden's not the best player on the team. So what I'm saying is, you're saying that if Harden's numbers go down, like now you're talking about in Houston, I get it. I agree with you on that situation. But I'm saying if Harden's giving me these same numbers, Embiid numbers should be Embiid is the best player.
Embiid numbers shouldn't go down. They should go up. If anything,
right, his numbers shouldn't go down at least. Yeah. If somebody put it this way, somebody numbers should go up between him, Maxey, and Harden. Because I'm telling you why. Because if a team comes out and they triple team and Embiid every time, then somebody else should be able to get them baskets. That's why we got other guys there.
That's true.
Listen,
right?
Joel Embiid still does, and I said this before a couple podcasts ago. He needs to have that big playoff game, that big playoff series, pretty much a big playoffs altogether, where he really catapults our team to that next level, puts us on the back.
Needs to be in the second round.
Backpack style, yes.
Yeah, because he's done it in the first round. It just needs to be in the second round.
I agree. I agree. And by the way, KD stats went up with Curry because most of the team started double teaming Curry. Which McCall, Tyronn Lue told you that itself in that Cleveland series. The defense was drawn toward Curry, and KD got a lot of open looks. That's why Curry won that Finals MVP. But that's neither here nor there. I do think that the Sixers, be to do it this year. I think it's going to happen. I think Joe is going to make us proud. He's going to put us on his back in that second round. Harden going to do his thing. He's going to give us 20 points, 12 assists, 8 rebounds, and we're going to go to the second round no matter who we playing. It don't matter. Don't matter. No, it's not. Okay. That's what happened. Go look at the stats. Tyronn Lue. I sent the video to Ethan and Wayne. Tyronn Lue said it himself. He drew the defense toward. He put all the defense toward Curry, so he wouldn't.
I ain't gonna be down on this game, but we do this West Coast. I think we got Utah Friday, Saturday. We play Utah.
Oh, it's Saturday. Yeah, Saturday.
Utah actually been coming back to life. They was high for a minute. They come back down to earth. So.
We got a back-to-back Utah Saturday, Lakers Sunday, and then we got the Clippers Tuesday, and finish with the Blazers next Thursday.
We got Ethan Bull Brown in the building.
We got the Blazers okay.
Brown.
Yeah, that's the road. That's the road. Jazz, Lakers, Clippers, Trailblazers, Kings, and then we come back.
That's what do y'all see us going that real quick? 5 games. What do y'all see us going?
5-0.
What's good?
4-1.
Who we losing to?
Nah, realistically, I say 3-2, but I think we can go.
I was about to say 3-2 too. I about to say 3-2.
So we play who now? The Kings, Lakers.
You start Jazz, Lakers, Clippers, Blazers, and Kings.
Oh, we going 5-0.
I can see us going 4-1 on that trip, but it is a road trip. But
it's a road trip.
3-2 is realistic. 3-2 is good and realistic, but I think they can go 4-1.
The only team we might lose to is Sacramento. It's only one.
And it depends on who gets sacked. You know how that goes. All of a sudden, we get in the joint because the first one is back-to-back. The Utah and the Lakers. B mess around and don't play one of them games.
I say 3-2, but I'm leaning to 2-3. But we'll see.
I'm leaning toward 5-0. I'll be generous, say 4-1 like Wayne, but I'm leaning toward the all-out sweep. We focus now. Lakers is trash. I don't believe in the Lakers, even though Brown could get hot and do his thing. If Savannah's at the game, we're gonna lose. That's what I say. If she show up, we taking the L that night because that boy played like a man possessed when Wifey in the building. But other than that, we beating the Jazz. Sacramento's actually been playing good. They're a solid squad. The Clippers, you don't know who playing. Paul George and Kawhi, the chances of them playing at the same time is very, very slim.
Oh, they probably played that night. We played them here. We lost to them here, didn't we? Or did we?
I think we came back and won. Remember?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. We did. That might be a revenge game for them. Oh, they're going to play.
Yeah, it may be.
Hey, is AD playing? AD still out?
Yeah, he's still out. I think last I seen he was still out. AD don't like to play basketball no more.
Yeah, we should be able to make a good it should be a good road trip for us, I think. And if anything, usually teams go on this road trip. Isn't what they say a lot of times when these teams go on this road trip, it's like a bonding experience or something, and they start getting their rhythm better because people got to stay, like they got to stay. They stand in the same areas, not everybody just parting and going home and stuff. So we'll see. Hopefully they use it and Doc work on that rotation.
All right.
Look, you never know. Toby might be. You know how you hit your knee, you got a little knee contusion, but your adrenaline's up, so you finish the game. You never know. Toby might miss a couple games, and maybe Paul Reed could slide into the lineup a little bit. Maybe he might think about playing Trez and B. So this is the thing with the old heads, and this was Ethan was saying before about having an old head coach sometimes who gets so stuck in their ways. People get so stuck in their ways, it's almost impossible to mold them or for them to change to a little something different.
Old dog, new trick.
Yeah, it's hard, man. I mean, we talk about that all the time amongst each other with, some other topics, not to be not to be discussed there. But people just get so caught up in just the way things was that they can't see any way of things being different. And to see things being different is almost a complete shock to their senses. But
AK, only reason, listen, Paul Reed can be a hack machine at times, but this is my thing about him starting. If you have him in there starting with Bede and Harden and all them, I don't think he has to do as much as when he comes in there with the bench, he's looking to do everything and be this spark plug and everything else. I think in that role as a starter, he don't really have to ask for him for much. Just go get a rebound. Then when I throw it down there to you, dunk it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if Doc, is moldable, pliable, and if your boy Paul Reed is reliable. Because y'all been throwing Paul Reed name around an awful lot, wanting him in the starting lineup. I don't think he's ready to start, me personally. But I
don't think Trez wants to start though. I would be fine with Trez starting at the power forward.
But
I remember I said either
power forward.
Huh?
Bring him in as the backup power forward. Give me some more minutes. I hate the fact.
Oh, no. I agree. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying we need a different starting power forward. I want it to be either Trez or Reed to be the starting power forward. I don't like PJ as my starting power forward.
I know. I get the urge to drop some bars every now and then, MOTC. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I think that's why we need a backup center. We need a legit backup center to move Trez to power forward. Now, maybe Trez don't like playing power forward. Maybe that's what it is. If he personally don't like it, then okay, I can understand. But that means your minutes are going to be limited. I don't think he like only playing 7 minutes. So every time B there, that's what your minute total going to look like. But B playing 35 minutes a game. So Trez going to have to make a decision. But we'll see.
We'll see. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. Next game is going to be Saturday against Utah. It's a late night game, so ain't no telling who will or will not be here. I plan on being here. But
what is it, Friday? Saturday?
Saturday, yep.
What started at 10?
Yeah, start at 9 o'clock. At least it's 9. At least it's 9 and not 10.
Yeah, I'll be here.
10 would have been pushing it, but we look to be here. Ephraim is a day-to-day situation, so. But
I think the last like 10 pot. Ethan, where is he at on my screen?
And Tim made me sleep by the time
real easy. Like
you see going now. Right now he cuddled up with a blanket, sucking his thumb. But thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate all the super chats. Appreciate the comments and love, fellas. Make sure y'all hit that like button and tune in on Saturday. Y'all be safe.
Deuces.